Before we begin, I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year to make all these special videos, so if you like the content here, please consider subscribing to help fulfill Project 10K. Thank you. Now on to the video. This is the Cars Comic Treasury. Released in 2017, this book compiles over 700 pages of old Cars comics. It starts off featuring the Cars magazine comic adaptation of Cars and the Marvel Comics adaptation of Cars 2, and then it breaks into over 500 pages worth of old Cars magazine comics. These fun little comic stories were published in issues of Cars magazine, and the Cars magazine still has new comic stories in it to this day. This compiles an absolute ton of them in no particular order, and they have been such a blast to read. We are in the middle of reading from a chapter called On the Road, no relation to Cars on the Road, which would release several years after this book, of course, which is just compiling a bunch of these random fun comic stories, and I have had nothing but praise for these so far. This section of the book features 49 stories total before we move into the next chapter. As you can see, we have a lot of the book still left to cover, and in each episode, I'm reviewing 10 of these stories until we get to the end, in which case we'll then move into the next chapter, which is called Keeping It Cool in Radiator Springs. Last time, we saw some wacky stories, like a new heavy metal Mater tale. We had this fun one with Chucky and the paparazzi, Finn McMissle's surprise birthday party, McQueen trying out different tires made by Fillmore, not Luigi, and who can forget the 7-wheel race where Mater and Francesco were tied to each other and had to compete. It's been such a fun time, and I have been constantly, endlessly praising these Cars comics for how fun they are and how they give us just fun little stories in the world of Cars, giving us a little more time with the characters we all love so much and telling brand new stories with them. I'm so excited to read some more Cars comics today, so let's get started. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ty's Cars Book Club. Today, we're going to be reading the next 10 stories from the Cars Comic Treasury, of course taken from old issues of the Cars magazine. Now before we do, I just want to take a moment to mention something that several people told me about in the comments of the last video. I got several comments from people about the fact that there are some interesting illustration errors with Jeff Gorvette and Lewis Hamilton. Several people in the comments of the last video brought up the fact that it seems like here in this panel, Jeff and Lewis swapped bodies. There was some sort of error regarding the drawing of these two, and it resulted in them being given each other's designs. It's pretty obvious when you look at the back of Jeff here and the front of Lewis. I didn't realize this while I was reading it in the last video, but for those of you who pointed it out in the comments, you're so right. They accidentally gave Jeff Lewis's shape and Lewis Jeff's shape, and I believe it's just in that panel. I wish I had noticed that in the video, but unfortunately I didn't. So shout out everybody in the comments who told me about that. There were several of you who realized that when I didn't, and man, that's really funny. What a weird drawing error. I believe the first art error we've had in one of these Cars magazine comics, right? Alright, let's get started for today. As per usual, this is my raw reaction, because reading it here for the first time just makes things more fun. Let's see what we're dealing with. Alright, last time we ended with the message. Alright, let's get started with our first story, Safety Champs. As you can see, everybody here is in their neon racer designs, which is super cool. Of course, since this is just pulled from the Cars magazine was coming out along the same time as the TROC toy line for quite a while, so they did a lot of different TROC toy line tie-ins here, giving us more stories with these racers than just the stories telling their race. Arg! I figured a nighttime parade with our new neon designs would be a good idea. Sure is, Latin. It'll be spectacular. Thanks, guys, but not with this fog. I never thought it would get so foggy in Radiator Springs. It don't happen often, but when it does, dadgum. Watch out! Yo, Nigel Dialogue, you spoke, we did it! I can't see a yard past my hook. If this fog doesn't lift, the parade will be a total flop. We can just postpone it, honey. How about a big bash at the VA Cafe? Perfect. Way to go, Flo. Yo, Carla Dialogue, she spoke. Let's go put up the decorations. It's going to be an evening. Make way. Coming through. Out of the way. There's an emergency. Shoot. What's going on, Sheriff? Hope it's nothing serious. Good to see Jeff in his regular body style. Not stealing Lewis's identity this time. But pretty sure Jeff's not supposed to look like that. Actually, Jeff wasn't in the Neon Racers toy line at all. So it is cool to see him. Like Francesco, right? Didn't get a Neon Racer. Rip didn't get one. Oh, I don't see Rip here. But yeah, a lot of cars didn't get Neon Racers, Jeff included. So it's always strange to see a Neon Racer design for him. I know it's in the Neon Racers book, but it is cool to see him here. Although I'm pretty sure, look at regular Jeff. It looks like they swapped. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. They swapped the blue and the red on him. And also it doesn't seem like he has the white. Now, I can't call this like a super big error because, again, we don't have a Neon Racers Jeff Corvette diecast to compare it to, but compared to normal Jeff, that's not what he looks like. Also, the stripes look scarily more like the flames on Cars 3 Jeff, which is pretty scary because this design didn't exist yet at the time. You know, I don't know whether or not to count that as an art error because we don't really have another thing to go off of. I don't have the Neon Racers book, so I can't just check. Maybe I could check in editing, but I assume Jeff is supposed to just have his regular paint job. I mean, none of the other Neon Racers had separate paint jobs. They were all just the pre-existing character, but with the neon elements added. So I would assume this is just an art error and they put the wrong parts of Jeff on the wrong side. The blue is supposed to be closer to the wheel and the red's supposed to be on the other side. Jeff can't catch a break in these comics. In both of his appearances so far, he's been wrong. Great. Shoot, what's going on, Sheriff? Hope it's nothing serious. Fillmore over there, like, bored out of his mind. A section of the bridge that connects Route 66 to the interstate has collapsed. That's a really good shot of Sheriff. Really looks like him. In this fog, the oncoming traffic won't see it in time. The audience for the parade will be crossing the bridge on their way to Radiator Springs. I love how the background characters just change every panel. That's not a complaint. It just shows you there are a lot of cars here right now, which there are. Now, it's nice to see everybody out and about. Hey, Francesco, he also doesn't have a glow... why do I keep saying glow racer? No, he also doesn't have a neon racer, but if you want to get technical, he also doesn't have a glow racer. Now, Shu's Neon Racer is silver, and as you can see, they kind of went for that here, but here he looks much more white, just with neon decals. Gee, the bridge is out and there is fog, but there are cars that have bright lights on them. I wonder how they will solve this issue. That's right, I've got to stop traffic and block off the fallen section before there's trouble. By yourself? Francesco thinks it will not be easy. Francesco's right. We can help you. I know what to do. Yo! It's Milo and Murphy. And a lot of these comics, they just use pre-existing Cars background characters to fill out background roles. Sometimes they're name dropped, like we saw with Justin Mellows or Jerry Recycled Batteries. Last time we saw Timothy Two-Stroke. It's so cool to see them using pre-existing Cars characters as background characters. Now, in a case like this, I don't know if they're supposed to be those characters. I think it's simply the artists trying to make sure that they stay accurate by just copying pre-existing car models, but this really just looks like Milo's diecast artwork. And yeah, so while I'd usually say that these cameos in the comics are those characters appearing, especially when they're mentioned by name, here I think it's simply them just using pre-existing Cars character designs to make background characters, which is not a bad choice, but it is kind of jarring to see these random background characters that are clearly based on characters from the movie appear here. This fog is so thick. The bridge shouldn't be far. Hey, what are those lights down there? I've never seen such colorful traffic signals. Ooh, hit the brakes. Those aren't signals. Yeah, once again, really accurate to Milo's artwork. I believe that's based on his shot from the movie. That's based on his shot from diecast artwork. I don't know. Usually I'm not pulled out with background character designs, but here they so clearly just based this guy off of a pre-existing background character with both of these shots. Again, this looks just like his diecast artwork. This just looks like his shot in the movie. So it's kind of disorienting. It's like when you see the Demolition Derby cars reused in Cars on the Road. It's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be there. They're the champions here for the parade. Line up here, please. The bridge has been damaged. You'll have to cross one at a time. Now. Yeah, so we can officially mark that as an art error now. Jeff's design is accurate. Okay. You can see most of the World Grand Prix racers here. No Francesco, which is strange because Francesco was the one to mention this. But okay, I guess he didn't feel like helping out. Hooray! Our neon can be seen from a distance, even in the fog. When the cars spot them, they slow down. Yup, but they do more than that. Fantastic, thanks. We've got to tell our friends all about this. What? Oh, are they like... Oh, they're stopping to ask for your autographs. Ha! Ha! Just once. Just once, I need to read a laugh normally. Okay, I was just going to ask, like, is this car sitting on a giant sheet of paper? No. She is holding paper. And this guy is holding paper. Shout out background Peterbilt character. That's pretty cool to see. Where did this guy go? Did he like anamorph into this car, or what's going on? Also, varying character pose for Raul. Anyway, moving on to our next story, number 2 for today. Yo, Moon Mater! All right, let's see what we got. Space Rescue. It's incredible, Van. You managed to get lost even with your new satellite directional system. It's not my fault. Minnie must be broken. Okay, immediately nailed the personalities for Minnie and Van. Amazing. Or maybe the satellite's broken. I had no idea you knew anything about satellites, Mater. Sure do. I used to be... Hold on. I just want to mention, I love the fact that they're using the Cars 2 McQueen design here. Is the original Moon Mater uses the Radiator Springs McQueen design, like most of the Cars tunes do. Of course, Time Travel Mater uses the Cars 2 McQueen design and takes place after the movie. Obviously, Mater's just telling McQueen these stories all the time. In the last episode, I talked about how funny it is that they have Mater tell stories based on the pre-existing Tall Tales. And I just find that really funny that he's just telling McQueen the same types of stories again and again and again. Even here, years later, after the World Grand Prix, McQueen has a completely different paint job. And Mater is still telling him about the time he was allegedly an astronaut. I used to be an astronaut, specialized in rescue missions. Wasn't it called an autonaut in the short? Whatever, that was a bad pun. Mater, we've got a problem. Our display monitors are shutting down. The satellite's orbit has changed course. Take it easy, boys. This is a job for me. The space shuttle Roger will carry me to the exact location. Just a couple minutes and we're there. That wasn't a good Roger impression. I could have done better. Cool. I really like this story. Wow. That's not in character for McQueen. Especially because I've never been up in outer space. I guess you don't remember who moved the satellite back on course. Dadgum, what a story. You know, I know obviously they're presenting this from scratch. And if you haven't seen the short, you know, they're fully presenting it like, oh, this is... Mater's never told a story about being an astronaut before. But I like to think that since we know he has, he tells so many stories to McQueen that McQueen just forgets them. Anyway, we have a pretty interesting design on the next page. Check it out. It's a Cars 2 style Autonaut McQueen. Astronaut Lightning McQueen bumped clean into that satellite. It's all his fault. I had the right of way. Ha ha. Is that implying that satellites are alive in the Cars universe? That's amazing. No problem. I'll just hook him up. No, I love the fact that McQueen messed it up. That's great. And tow him back to where he belongs. Mission accomplished. Let's head back to base. Yeah, the satellite is a he. The satellite has a gender. The satellite is probably alive. And that's pretty funny. I guess it works. Mission accomplished. Let's head back to base. What a relief. I can't wait to set my wheels back down on Earth. Watch out! Not so fast! You'll overheat on contact with the atmosphere. Huh? Arg! It's hot! Hee hee! One day I'll read laughs normally. Your radiator's boiling over. How'd you make such a smooth re-entry? No sweat. I made my descent in reverse. Ah, that's ridiculous. But it worked! See, I love how these stories take elements of the Cars tunes, but don't particularly do them verbatim. This doesn't really feel like a traditional Cars tune. It has a lot of the elements in play. I love how they keep a lot of those elements, like the twist ending hinting that it actually happened, McQueen being involved, McQueen messing up somehow, and you can see they clearly based a lot of the story off of the pre-existing Moon Mater short, but told their own story with those versions of the characters. It's just weird to see a Cars tune-based story where McQueen is enjoying the story and not acting like it didn't happen. I mean, here he kind of is, but, Oh, that's an interesting panel, okay. Stories 3 and 4 for today are one-page comics. Usually not too much going on with these, but they're always still fun. You got the delinquent road hazards hanging out. Stop right there, you rascals. Ha ha! Catch us if you can! Too slow, so long. Stop. No trespassing. 2 exclamation points. They must be serious. Sheriff, it's not like you to quit a chase. Oh, no need to break a sweat this time, boy. Those 4 punks are headed straight for pasture country. And everybody knows that's Frank's jurisdiction. Help! DJ's missing his stripes. 2006 DJ diecast moment, am I right? You know what? Considering the fact that the original DJ diecast had that, I wonder if that's what they based this drawing off of. If you didn't know, the original DJ diecast was missing some of his green stripes. Not all of them, but maybe they were basing it off of that. Actually, he's also missing his speakers, so it's probably just a mistake. But this is great. We have Canon Frank chasing the tuners. I know what's going in my thumbnail. I know I had the cars being chased by Frank in the last thumbnail, but something about Frank always does really well in the YouTube algorithm for some reason. And he's always fun to see. This is a concept. I wish this were longer. This is a very good punchline, but just the concept of the tuners interacting with Frank, the fact that this happened, is kind of amazing. Very reminiscent of the classic Cars credits when they are forced to pull Bessie. Oh, Snot Rod's missing his black stripe too, although you could see where it's supposed to go. See, I just simplified tuner art there. The right moment. Mater? Dum-de-dum. I thought you left for England for your vacation with Finn. Aw. That's fun. I'm waiting for the rat moment. I love the concept that Mater and Finn are still friends after Cars 2. I mean, we know we've seen them interact together several times, but the concept of Finn inviting Mater on a vacation is really nice. You should have left ages ago. You'll be really late. Don't worry. I'm right on schedule. You're in an awkward position. You might want to step aside. Step aside? Why? Because my ride's here. See ya. Ow! I should have imagined that Sidley would be stopping by to give you a lift. I love this. This face is iconic. This may have to be the thumbnail instead. I'm going to have to choose which of these two. Unless the next page, or one of the later stories, has better panels or funnier panels. I think it would have been funnier if he didn't say anything beyond the ow here. Like, we could infer that it's Sidley, but maybe young kids reading wouldn't be able to. Still, very cute, fun concept. These are very, classic comic strip. I grew up on Peanuts comics. There's something to say. There's always something really fun about little, short comic strip stories, especially with the Cars characters here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, our next story is called Ice Games. And look at the insane roster for this one. Okay. Sarge. Some random car in the background. McQueen. Mater in his reindeer hat, but looks like a different one than the one from Mater Saves Christmas. Holly, Finn, Tom Bay, Corey Turbowitz. Did you ever expect to see these characters in a room together? Welcome to the Cars Comics. Welcome to the first annual Ice Games. We're glad to have you, Finn, but get ready, we're about to start. This was an excellent idea, Lightning. I couldn't ask for a better vacation. So in the last comic, Mater went on vacation with Finn. This time, Finn's going on vacation. Man, look at this. We got Tombe. That's so fun. They had Tombe in the comic we read last time about Finn's birthday. I love the concept that they have Finn and Tombe just being good friends. I think that's very wholesome. I like that their relationship goes beyond just pure business. They're buddies. They're hanging out. We got Corey here. We got Fillmore in the back. Insane character roster. But again, that's why I love these so much. They really love playing with characters and character dynamics and having really fun interactions that really fit in perfectly to the pre-established Cars universe. Except for maybe Tombe's inclusion. It is weird to see him here, but hey, we've never seen him beyond that one scene in Cars 2, so we don't know what he's like outside of that. Maybe he's just a very fun-loving guy who wants to compete in some ice games. Corey, please do the honor and start the uphill race. Ooh, alright guys, who's gonna win? On your marks, get set, go! You know, my bets are on Sarge. I'm going to say it's going to be Sarge. We'll have to see. I wonder if this was part of some sort of Christmas issue, or maybe just the December issue of the comic. The reindeer hat is making me wonder that. Okay, so either Sarge wins because he's good with off-road stuff, or Finn shoots his grapples, or Holly uses her wings, and then one of them wins. Let's see. You pack quite a punch, Sarge. Try to keep up, rookies. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Whee! They never covered uphill snow racing and spy training. That's right. Sarge in charge. Congratulations, Sarge, for the next event. Ice skating. Dadgum. I need a tow. I love Mater's face there. It's great. So far, it's a tie. Now on to our last contestant. Whoa, man. Is the ice slippery? Or is it me who's slippery? Whoa, that's so deep. That's like the is water wet scenario. Whoa. Really just opened my mind there. Tombe! Oh, look at him go. What a guy. Absolute icon. What an elegant ice skater. Oh, he's jumping. Wow, Tombe, I've never seen you so grateful. So graceful. Oh, wait, McQueen was saying that. So McQueen has seen Tombe before in other scenarios. Maybe they got along well at Finn's birthday party. Thank you. See, this is another case where it's very clearly just based on pre-established art. This is just Tombe's art, but flipped around. Thonk! Man, I love these sound effects. Alright, what happened? Looks like he... Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. So I guess he failed. Okay, looks like we're on to the next contest. I wish... This is a 4-page comic. I wish I had a bit more time. It's just such a fun idea. Or maybe the whole issue could have had several short stories about the ice games. It seems like too fun of a concept. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. Ready for the ice jump, Lightning? It was the first time for everything. Let's do it. Ready, go. Speed. I am speed. Weird smile. I am weird smile. But I might need more speed this time. Ha ha! You got that right, buddy. Oh, come on. Seriously, guys? No. No way. No way. Ow! Don't you have anything better to do? How'd you even get here? We got friends in low places, cement tires. That is the ultimate comeback. Haha! Good one! Well, I hope your friends told you that this is a race. Say hi to your friends in low places. Ah! This is amazing. We have McQueen racing the tuners. We did it! We did it! For those of you who don't know, I have a long-standing running joke on my channel about how there's so much Cars merchandise out there. There especially was back in like 2010 that pairs McQueen up with the tuners purely because McQueen and the tuners are both popular characters. And it always bothered me, even when I was a kid, seeing all of this epic drifting art of McQueen and the tuners who never interact in the movie. And I know that you can race against the tuners in the game, but still, it's just like there's barely a connection there. So to see them here racing together, doing extreme stunts, epic jumps, drifting together, it feels so beautifully cathartic. Like we've done it, we've made it, we've found McQueen drifting with the tuners. We have obtained drift mode. This is the drift crew. We did it. It's beautiful. I also love seeing the tuners just be little jerks. My series, Cars Adventures, I've always made them like unsung heroes. You know, they started off kind of bad very, very early on in the series, but I was really inspired by World of Cars production series and World of Cars Entertainment, Aaron, his series, and how he made the tuners kind of good guys. And really, they flip-flop in Cars media. Usually, they're just troublemakers, but sometimes they're a lot more calm and just kind of hang out. But to see them just be, like, total jerks racing McQueen here is so fun. After I, for years, have had my portrayal of the tuners in my series be, you know, them being, like good guys. It's fun to see, like, an official interpretation of how they're supposed to act with some of the main Cars characters, and they're still pretty tricky to deal with, and I just think that's really fun. They're fun characters to have as not fully antagonists, but just mischievous characters who show up sometimes. And you can tell they're not like downright evil, but they're just, like I said, they're just kind of jerks, and I love how the comics portray them like that. I'm Speed, and I win. That's not a thing McQueen says. Well, I guess it is now. We're boosting the gang. Shoot! You know, fellas, there are easier ways to enjoy the great outdoors. Oh, looks like Mater's... Oh, yeah, Mater's telling him the hook is wrapped around his front. I think we barked up the wrong tree. That's the worst pun I've ever read. Ha ha! Well, Lightning, your ice games are certainly full of surprises. Yeah, that was a fun one. That's probably my favorite one of the episode so far. Oh, look at this. We have 2 more one-page stories, which will be... stories number, I guess, how many have we done so far? This was 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be number 5. All right, 6 and 7 here. Okay, a new game. Huh? What's all this about? Luigi, what happened to you? Did you run into Boost and the delinquent road hazards whose names are bolded? Hee hee! No problem. Just a tiny accident. What's going on with Luigi? Oh, there's just cactus knocked down everywhere. I guess it's cactus for Luigi. Okay. What was it? A tornado? A typhoon? An earthquake? Ha! Nothing of the kind. All we did was teach Mater how to play blind man's bluff. Dadgum, this sure is a fun game. I'm gonna find y'all. Yee-haw! Much worse than an earthquake. Ha ha. Lightning, you can't make jokes like that, Lightning. Lightning, they're actual victims of earthquakes, Lightning. Lightning, atone for your crimes, Lightning McQueen. What's blind man's bluff? What is it, 1922 when we have nothing better to do? That's a real game? What kid reading this when it came out in the 2010s would know what blind man's bluff is? If I were to go around my college campus and ask everybody I know, have you ever played blind man's bluff? What percentage of them would say yes? What percentage of them would say, I know what that is? I can't wait for 80 people in the comments to be like, how could you? I'm the world's best blind man's bluff player. I'm so good at it. This is outrageous. This is unfair. You're so mean. How do you play blind man's bluff? Let me know in the comments if you've ever played it. It's supposed to be a thumbs up, but the camera zoomed in too far for you to see my whole hand. Okay, up next, fishing fans. Hey, Meter, you want to play blind man's bluff? Sure, Lightning, that's a game I love. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Me? I'm fishing. Shwit. Wow, look at how much junk he's caught. Not a single fish. See? Stuff from a junkyard. I wonder how all these things got here. Don't know. Maybe someone put them there for safekeeping and forgot about them. Catch. Mater deliberately littering. Better get out of the way. Yikes. Splash. Or maybe all this stuff is here because someone else had a fishing accident. Splurt. The end. The concept of Mater awkwardly being like, oh, what are you talking about? Yeah, I hit everything in a lake, Lightning. Oh, no way. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, looks like we've got probably one of the earliest comics here. It's called Mater the Greater. I'm very excited. Actually, I don't know if it's one of the earlier comics, but it's one of the ones with this different banner color. I said in the last episode is very similar to the comics from an issue of the Cars comic that was released just a few months before this book. You can see this more cartoony style with the characters, their design from the first movie, and so the more realistic style we've been seeing. Again, I don't know if these are earlier comics from earlier on or simply just comics done by a different artist or something like that, but regardless, looks like we've got a Mater the Greater comic, and actually it just kind of looks like this one is a retelling of the short from what I can see, but let's see. This canyon sure is deep. It'd give anyone the willies. Not me. Carburetor Canyon mentioned, or I guess actually no, I don't know if that's Carburetor Canyon. What makes you so special? I'm used to heights. Okay, so I guess it's not supposed to be. Carburetor Canyon is the canyon that Mater and McQueen jump, or in McQueen's case, attempt to jump in Mater the Greater. I guess this isn't it. I thought it was going to be like, oh, I jumped this canyon. No, it's just Mater not being afraid of heights. I used to perform as Mater the Greater. I love this art style. I think I prefer the other more screen-accurate art style, but this very fun stylized one is pretty great. Crowds went wild over my stunts. Ooh, ooh. Toy Story alien noise. I used to die from heights that dwarfed this bridge. This is drawn really well. It really gives you the sense of scale. Knock off Lug and Nutty down here. Into a tiny basin of water. A round of applause for Mater the Greater. Splash. Wow. That's one performance I would have enjoyed seeing. Oh, but you did. Okay, so this isn't just Mater the Greater. It looks like it's a separate story. Yeah. This is actually the second story we've had so far that sort of relates to Mater the Greater. There was Up from the Depth as well, which was also about Mater doing his jumps into water. And as you can see, hey, look at that. Whoa! We got a Daredevil McQueen design without his rockets. That's very cool. This looks so strange. Don't you remember? You were my assistant. Hey, hurry up with that basin. Lug and Nutty dialogue. Wow, the shaping of the mouth is so strange. It makes it look like he has a nose. Pant. Coming. I have the impression that I've forgotten something. All set. We're on. Uh-oh. Now I remember. I love how much of an idiot they make McQueen. The water! Ah! McQueen, how could you? And that was the last we ever saw of me. Mater, you're still alive. Am I? Wake up, Lightning. I've been dead for 12 years. Okay, for real though. Oh, we don't even see it. That sounds awful. What'd you do? It was a breeze. I did something like this. Clonk. Yoo-hoo! Bungee jumping! Spring! Phew! The end. Once again, McQueen being very much not upset over Mater telling the story. But I love how they portray McQueen here. It's a total idiot. It's great. So I assume what he's saying is he hooked on to the diving board. Yeah. And he got down, as you can see from Mater attempting to jump off a bridge here. How does he get up from here? Is this, guys, is this the official prequel to Cars Adventures? You know, it is a scary coincidence. In my first ever Cars Adventures episode back in 2017, McQueen and Sally find Mater hanging off a cliff, which I said was Carburetor Canyon. And a few episodes later, we learned Mater was hanging off the cliff because he was trying to relive his Daredevil days. And it's kind of scary to see just how similar this was. Last episode, we had the comic with McQueen and Mater. Sorry, Mater and Francesco being tied together, which was something I was planning for Cars Adventures, and I'm now doing in the current season, where they're paired up for the Route 66 Dash. Then we have this today. It's kind of crazy how we have similar ideas, me and the creator of the Cars comics. The Pothole. Bessie cameo! Or I guess not cameo. Seems like Bessie might be very important. Bloop, blub. This pothole is huge. We better fix it before it causes an accident. Blurp, blub. With old Bessie here, it'll be a snap. Uh-oh. Ugh. Time for plan B. Mattel, release Mater with tar, you cowards. Do it. You won't. Do it. Do it. And there's so many great diecast ideas in here. That one comes to mind. The painted cars Ramon did. There's some real fun customs you could do based on these comics, and I would love to do some in the future. This ain't no good either. At this rate, not even a team of bulldozers could fill this hole. Hold on a sec. I've got a great idea. And later on, Devil's Pothole. Huh? What in the world is this, Mater? Dadgum! Devil's Pothole, the 8th wonder of the world. The Devil's Pothole, one of the natural wonders of Carburetor County. Mater, it's just an ordinary pothole. No one's interested in it. Maybe not our Radiator Springs folk, but tourists are. Ooh, fantastic. Let's go see it. All of the tourists are the same car cloned several times. Luigi? Looks like they're all little Fiats. Wait, this is such a funny concept. This reminds me of, like, classic Cars YouTube. Can't you just see an Aquastrike episode where Mater makes, like, an insane tourist attraction out of something stupid? How deep is it? Devil's Pothole. Nobody knows. It looks bottomless. Mater created the bottomless pit from that one Gravity Falls episode? No way. He is kind of acting like Stan Pines here, isn't he? Who could have dug it? I say it was aliens, man. This is perfect. I think this is my favorite story of this episode. Every line is hitting perfectly. Fillmore says that the government's keeping it a secret. They don't even want anybody to know where it is. Can we take pictures? Of course, but please, do not go past the ropes. It's for your own safety. I heard that a tourist couple got too close, and no one ever saw them again. Tee-hee. Could be. Before hitting the road, remember to purchase a few souvenirs. I want bumper stickers. Incredible. But the next day, time to get moving. I bet there's already a long line of tourists at Devil's Pothole. I love how Mater's just ready to throw his entire business aside because he opened up a large pothole. This is the best. I love this so much. Road's clear, pal. We're all through. Whoa. Not common you see an entirely new vehicle design in the comics. This is a great looking bulldozer. FHMD. That sounds familiar. Hey, they fixed it. Told you, man. It's a conspiracy. Federal Highway Maintenance Division. Safety is job number 1. Again, beautiful artwork here. Alright guys, so today we have covered 9 stories so far, so it's time to move on to the next one. Again, we did Safety Champs was 1. Let me just double check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, 8, then 9 is this. And now for number 10, we have Too Late for His Own Good. This is another set of 2 one-page comics, so we'll end with this one for today and start with that one next time. This is another one from a Carbon Racers themed magazine, as you can see. Thanks, buddy. Oh wait, Mater talks first. Wait. Oh no, I guess McQueen does talk first. Thanks, buddy. My tank's dry. Don't worry, it happens to everybody. Never happened to me, though. So I guess nearly everybody. Wow, okay, Mater. I bet you by the end of the comic, Mater will have his tank empty. Now, the Carbon Race canonically takes place in Germany, and this kind of reminds me of the Carbon Race playset they did. Yeah, look at that down there. So I wonder if it's supposed to be in Germany here. Dadgum, bridge is a little bumpy. Rattle, rattle. It's lucky that your new body is so light. It's almost as if I was carrying no weight. Wow, I love how this is drawn. Rattle. Mater? The hook detached during the bumpy ride. Phew. That's why you were so light. Oh, we were supposed to think he was still attached to McQueen. Yeah. Okay. Great. Poor Mater. There we have it. 10 more great Cars comic stories done. I don't think I enjoyed these as much as the ones last time, but hey, we're just reading, random selections of Cars comics. They're a grab bag. Sometimes we're going to like some more than others, but this time we had some really, really great ones. The Pothole, by far, probably the funniest Cars comic we've covered in reading all of these so far, I think. The concept, the dialogue, the parts with Fillmore and Mater, just the whole general premise, absolutely hilarious. That one's probably my favorite for today, but Ice Games is certainly up there as well. There you have it, guys. 10 more Cars comic stories covered. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know which of these is your favorite in the comments, and I cannot wait to look at some more next time. See you guys next time. Bye now.